Hi there. This is a template for a risk register. To understand how to leverage the risk register, we must first answer the question, well, what is a risk? A risk is an uncertain event or condition that, if it occurs, has a positive or negative effect on one or more of our project objectives. So you can see we've got a number of different fields here within the risk register, and the first thing that you would want to do is actually identify the risk or risks that would occur, that might occur. And we would populate this here simply inputting an ID and the name of our risk that we've identified. We would input the date in which that risk was identified, and then the probability, and you'll notice that we're inputting the probability between 1 and 100, and that's the probability that this risk will occur. And so maybe we'll say that there's a 75% chance that this risk will occur. The next thing that we would want to populate is the impact. So if this risk were to occur, what's the impact that this risk would have on our project? And for this example, we'll say that the impact is going to be, maybe it's a 7. And so we populate that information, and you'll notice that the overall ranking is automatically calculated here in this column. And so our ranking is showing us the priority of these risks, because all of your risks will come up with a different ranking, and you want to focus on the ones that have the highest priority ranking. We would also populate the category that the risks falls into, as well as the effect. In other words, what events can be expected if this event occurs. And then the risk response. How do you plan to deal with this risk, or how do you plan to respond to this risk? And then finally, the risk response measure. These are the steps that will be taken based upon your risk response. This should include any mitigation plan, in other words, or any mitigation steps that you would take to reduce the chance of the risk occurring, as well as any contingency actions. In other words, if the risk does materialize, what are we going to do? So these are the different fields within a risk register, and here is what a populated risk register might look like.